The month I spent with Lord Phases was a queer experience.
No longer I am, despite the magnificent lust in the being biased to the purpose. Yet I did why do you understand? Alas, indeed. I was dubbed, yes. I can know how else to explain. Ah, what falter not and faith.
I see you have the Mad Sovereign. If you would save, for this place may chance.
Making this a place of refuge is a splendid idea.
Your Majesty, how glad I am to see you safe. The end of the world, though. Twas a tragedy. And you would have me, ever since the fall of... If there is safe harbor, I doubt I could. Methinks, Your Majesty, after the false soul, if the people will heed anyone.
Maintaining order in Vermund must be quite a burden upon the young Regentkin. Let us aid him however we may.
Very well, if I must.
Gathering materials makes for dull work indeed. Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
'Tis not our place to hurry the arisen.
So you've come. Captain Brandt has... Truth be told, so long as my ministers have approved the only remaining obstacle, I have tried to make her see. However, if I cannot convince her. Now, there are a few... We will require... Might I prevail? You may assure him that the...
Have you come to... But I shall go to the grave with us. So do as you will. What are you doing? Unhand me at once! Guards! Help me!
You have brought Mother to me. I see.
Sven.
You may leave us. Not what to make of this. What can be done about it?
Even the best of us has his limits, I suppose.
Those new recruits could barely lift their swords.
Be gone with you.
And if you think I require the use of... What are you doing? Put that away. No! Spare me!
These writings could be of import.
Shall we take a closer look?
Well, as a matter of fact, it didn't sit right, see? Anyhow, and if that craven comes
They say a crisis reveals one's true character, but that man was no less miserably selfish than he always seemed.
There's no great shock to me. Tis a queer sensation, as though time's flow has been altered.
Indeed. Aught we once held to be true is now changed.
But who would affect such a change, and for what purpose?
Ah, you've returned. You do. That puts paid to the last of our prep.
I've heard some interesting tidings about town.
Regarding the Vermundian military agency.
I have a knack for gathering items and am ever on the hunt for new.
I bid you farewell, Arisen.
Far more at stake here. The very world. What has become of? We cannot be sure we will be safe. I think we need. I should gladly. Nonetheless, we can.
As Arborist, Sir Taliesin is the leader of the Elven people. Let us follow our guide, that we might speak with him.
I suppose 'tis so.
I shall take this opportunity to observe our surroundings.
Finden.
Kasinki telpi, karilm ilmet.
Mornambwe, ruornekem.
Kemenindor, eteler, le...
I am afraid my father has closed his heart so. If only the Arbor heart were.
Lungtena pel. Kiriando an mine. Kiriando.
There are many who still await our aid.
We ought to choose our next destination based on the movements of the clouds.
Elelote and Fosto Silfa Malantha Alecano Mine.
We must rest, though the sun is... Now, what might that be?
Let us ponder how best to proceed.
Lungtena peli telume. Lungtena pe...
Edela el Dalia Nunwe el One. Elelote and Fi Osto Silfa Malantha Alecano.
I have no issue falling asleep. I've got a good feeling about this one.
You would gather materials here, Master? Can we really afford?
Fionar Elwiarfa, Alcarwa Fir Vanalin Huror Soron.
The elves have evacuated, leaving their ancestral home behind. But surely their survival is worth such a cost.
I'll not take that from you.
Pray calm yourself.
Salmonella, you don't...
No, you don't understand. We shan't weather this calamity.
Really now. You mustn't shirk your duty. Lest
the people despair. I maintain all, but enough of my woes. You, after all, alas, should we proceed with every soul as such, before, and should you encounter such efforts, will doubt. As for me,
'tis no mere tavern brawl we are to mediate, Master. Due caution is advised, methinks.
right you are.
I've had well enough.
I reckon the world would be better off with...
Oi, you!
Aye, leave off!
this can't be happening.
Have you lost your blood?
Reckon you can just cut... What's the matter with you?
That is one step too far.
Well met. Oi, why must I share with a fang? You there, put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into it. Good, you see...
Well, I'll stomach it no longer.
A regrettable loss of life. But what else could we have done? The man was Azimah, blinded by his own prejudice.
Oh dear. Is there naught to be done?
How dare...
I must be grateful.
I know you'll make...
You slander my honor. This is no business.
Now, if we are to do otherwise, who's to say...
Trina. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? You have my gratitude.
Have at you!
How dare! Such humiliation, shock. I ought to thank you.
Aye, consider your...
I was most surprised when you intervened in their duel. Did you aim to temper their pride by proving neither your equal?
Huzzah! You done it!
The people of Batal are beginning. We shall see the fruits of prey return to Emperor. Heavens only know how many.
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought to be willing to commence the evacuation now.
Fear not, 'tis well in hand.
I know not what Empress Nadinia, Her Majesty, has been. I must ask you to wait.
One of our... You have our gratitude. Your journey continue.
Pray excuse the...
Indeed. Forgive...
Batal and the rest town are now safely evacuated. I am certain we can rely on this.
of a ferry stone should we seek to make use of it?
The battalion, you're not one of us, so I... Father, but I think we're a bit short. In fact, a blacksmith and the smith. Well, if you'd have naught to do with that, I can only hope. And while you're taking care of that...
I remember the blacksmith and his lady wife well. I only hope we can convince them to join you.
Well now, what... You'd have us if...
Now. Besides, I should... After all that...
Oh, very well, would you be so kind as to...
Let us see our charges to the encampment, but... Let's be mindful. The path seems much changed since we encountered.
Look, Arisen! A ballista!
When better to use this, but in the midst of battle.
Would you... The smith's wife, Cleuna.
If I'd time to...
Well, here we are. How long before the evacuation?
Would you find... Let him know that we'll wait.
I suppose we might as well gather what we can.
Sir.
How many times must I... Now bugger off and leave me...
I'm afraid there's another matter which concerns the fellow. The man's something of a wreck. I sought him out to tell. I must confess. Could I prevail at this point? He thinks anything I...
Sir Lamond is as mighty as 100 soldiers. 'Twould be reassuring to have his aid. Shall we...
Would that the god...
Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. No, now that you mention it, reckon there's a fair chance that... Aye, fine. Can't say I'm happy about leaving.
Sir Lamond shall be a boon to the evacuation effort. Let us inform Sir Ernesto of our success.
It is as you say.
You can count on me to fly to your aid.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Aye, we shall fare much better on. 'Twill be slow going, mind. Yet, come what may.
People of Volcanic Island are evacuated.
My word, this ox cart has been destroyed.
This is not bad.
Thank you, friend. This place does not have long left. I'd gladly accompany. Follow me. We'll see what
I'm grateful to you, Arisen.
jail of... They were supposed to be digging up old... I confess, I don't know all of the ins and outs.
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away. It shan't open without the key.
Well, they refuse to leave. I know they don't... I never wanted to be here. I suppose that's why I can't... At any rate, I've tried...
The command can't be ought to remain here.
I implore you, Aris.
So they're staying... And they told you that. It's strange. But never mind that. It was the Overseer's doing. When the world changed, but on his way out, I expect that order of... Listen, friend. If the Overseer's command, use that key to have a look around. Best keep your eyes peeled for...
Pawns need only obey the true arisen. I suspect one of those fell artifacts employed at the coronation is at work here.
Indeed, you are correct. One can never have too many materials. I'll harvest some now.
So, the pawns were being held here by the power of this god's way. Now they ought to be free to make good their escape.
I concur.
You wish for me to remain here? 'Tis easily done.
I shall take this opportunity to observe our surroundings.
So, I'll wager he thought he always was a At any rate, I only hope they'll heed... But I'm not worried. I'll find a way to reach them in time. No... My word! With this... Now there's no chance it seems I've no end of... I appreciate all you've done here.